Hey, what's up, killers? It is your final girl Mel coming at you from My Killer Podcast, and today we are getting classy up in this piece. Well, as classy as we can get. Here. We're going to be talking Criterion. I'm going to be giving you 5 Criterion recommendations for you to check out for this month's Criterion sale. Stay tuned for 5 movies I think you should pick up. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, check out that description box below because there's all kinds of fun things that happen down yonder. But as I alluded, I'm going to be giving you 5 Criterion recommendations for you to pick up during the sale this month. The Criterion sale is one of my favorites. I don't pick up Criterions any other time, so there's always a ton of releases that happen throughout the 6 months or year or whatever in between the last time that I picked up them to the next time that I pick them up. So there's all kinds of things, fun things to get. But I always like to go back through my collection and recommend some things that I think you guys should pick up because Criterions are kind of tough to navigate. They're not all worth grabbing, at least in my humble opinion. And I'm not saying they're not all good. There's a lot of fantastic movies. You gotta tiptoe through the tulips when it comes to Criterion because they're very artsy-fartsy. And some of their releases are, how should we say, not for the faint of heart. So without any further ado, I'm going to just dive right into it. This first one I want to talk about is the reason why I made the selects I did today, and that is Shallow Grave. This is mainly just to remind some of you to grab this one. This is a movie that I have recommended before. I bet some of you out there are like, wait, stop, hold up. Mel, you have recommended this one to us before. Yes, I know, I have. But I want you guys to know that I'm serious about this one. You need to pick up Shallow Grave. It's a good movie. Shallow Grave is a 1994 thriller comedy. It stars Ewan McGregor. It is a fantastic little hidden gem. It is packed full of suspense and thrills. It'll have you on the edge of your seat, and there is a bit of gore in here. And it has a very fantastic, twisty thrill of an ending for you. This is definitely a hidden gem of a movie, and I highly recommend picking this up. And I'm putting this on the list because there are a plethora of you that are new out there. So I want to recommend this to you guys, but I also want to let the majority of you know that I'm serious about this one. I need you guys to check this one out. Do it. That was Shallow Grave. So after I selected Shallow Grave, it got me thinking. I was like, I've recommended some other Criterions to you before that were similar to Shallow Grave in the vein of being hidden gems that I was very serious about. So I grabbed a few other ones that I'm going to talk about again. And the next one up on the list, After Hours. This is a 1985 comedy thriller, and it's starring Griffin Dunne, who I absolutely love. He stars in one of my all-time favorite movies, Who's That Girl? This is a movie about a man who meets a woman in a cafe, and he takes a cab downtown to meet up with her at her apartment, and he can't pay for his ride. And after that, he encounters a series of very awkward events throughout the night. This is a very fun movie, but it's also kind of a serious movie. it's going to keep you on the edge of your seat as well. I definitely recommend checking this one out because it also has a bit of charm to it. And Griffin Dunn is always amazing. All right, next up, we got The Virgin Suicides. We're going to go down a little more of a somber path. This is a 1999 romance thriller. You're going to see a pattern here with the thrills of these movies, but it's basically a movie about 5 sisters set in the 70s, and there was mystery about their story. They commit this. Obviously, it's in the title, so that is not a spoiler. But these boys in their neighborhood were obsessed with them, and it's kind of them telling the story of these girls, and it's very good, and it's beautifully shot. It stars Kirsten Dunst, and I absolutely loved this movie back in the day when I saw it for the first time, and it's still really good. I don't know that this one is necessarily a hidden gem by any means, but I do feel like it's getting lost in time. So I wanted to give this one a little bit of a shoot out. So check this one out. I feel like maybe this one got a 4K. Did it? It did. This one recently got upgraded to 4K, so you can buy this one on 4K. I have the Blu-ray. I don't think I will be upgrading it anytime soon because Blu-ray of this one is fine for me. I don't know that I'll be upgrading any of my Criterions to 4K if I own the Blu, but give this one a go. A couple of my more recent purchases, but I am very serious about you checking out, and that is Girl Fight, is a 2000 sport action movie. It is about a girl who kind of lives in the slums and is trying to find her way in life and finds boxing. And that is something she falls in love with. You get to follow her in becoming a female boxer. This is a very gritty movie, and it is very well done, and I absolutely love it, and it's definitely a hidden gem. It's flying under the radar very hard, so I want you guys to check it out because I love it. If that doesn't intrigue you, watch it because Michelle Rodriguez is hot. Last but certainly not least, and probably one of the releases that I was the most excited about recently, is Trainspotting. You guys know how I feel about the packaging of this. But it's definitely going to be a Criterion hidden gem. I love this movie. It is also starring Ewan McGregor, and it's from 1996. It is a drug-style movie, and this is a 4K release of it, but definitely check this one out. There are going to be some trigger warnings for anybody who has problems with kid stuff. That sounds weird. But other than that, this is a really good movie, and it is a crime drama. I don't know that I necessarily want to say it's fun, but it is entertaining, and it's kind of a high octane movie. And it also has a sequel, and the sequel is pretty fun as well. That doesn't have a Criterion release, but if you can somehow watch the sequel streaming or get your hands on a physical release, that one is pretty good as well. It's also starring Ewan McGregor and Robert Carlyle. So check both of them out if you can. All right, that is it. Those are my 5 Criterion recommendations. These are very much Mel movies. These are about as Mel style of movies as Criterion is going to get. So if you want to pick up some Mel movies from Criterion, these are the ones you're going to grab. Because like I said, Criterion is a very niche, very interesting label. They put out some very unique titles. And I do not have a very big Criterion collection because I am not a purist for Criterion. I am not going to buy all the things. I'm not going to buy most of the things. I'm going to buy very few because I do not like a lot of the titles that Criterion puts out. But they put out some gems every once in a while. And those gems are Mel movies. So Buy some Mel Criterions. Buy these ones. That is it. That is all. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Until the next time we gather. Have a killer day. Peace.